Ninjas, I wanted to take you through what we're looking to feel, recognize, and understand and educate when it comes to working our core. So we've designed a hip high-intensity Pilates program for you. What does that mean? Our core, if I can describe it, the best way it was described to me, and I've felt it for 25 years, it makes sense. Imagine a soup can. When you've got your soup can, the top of our soup can is our diaphragm, so it sits up here. The sides of our soup can is your transverse abdominis. So you'll hear Tiff and I talk about transverse abdominis a few times. That's your corset. That's the one that protects our lower back. And our pelvic floor is the bottom of the soup can. So when we're talking about breath and I'm saying lower it down or lighten it, we're looking at when you can feel that you're pushing out on the abdominis. So if you're breathing in at the incorrect time, or you're finding that the weights are too heavy or gone a little bit too strong, and if you look down and you see your abdominals actually breathing out or pushing out, we actually want to try and reverse that. We want to scoop it down. So in a standing position, a nice way to get into your core is bent knees, because we have from standing to kneeling to laying on your back. So if in a standing position, when you take your bottom backwards and into that tilt position, I'm allowing my abdominals to hang out here. So it's very difficult for me to switch on my abdominals here. What we want to do is we've got the hinge, but we're needing to reverse and pull the front of the pelvis in towards the rib cage here. When I'm connecting in with my rib cage to my hips, I can squeeze up through my pelvic floor and draw in through my transverse abdominis. So pelvic floor is coming up and I'm squeezing the sides of my soup can. So that's in that standing position. One way to also check it is to have a play around with getting into your pelvic tilt. It's very important in Pilates what your pelvis is doing. Not so much standing up, but definitely when we come down onto the back. Okay, so in the same position, when we're into our kneeling positions, you may find that having your toes connected to the back actually gives you a bit more connection. You've got a wide space with your knees. And from here, when we're in that hinge position, we're not letting the core hang out. We need to tuck the front of the pelvis in towards your rib cage to minimize that position. And sometimes I'll cue it as having a rubber band from your hip bones into the under last ribs, and you want to pull that in here. Beautiful. So our third final position is down onto your back. When we're down onto your back, we're going to have the same thing. So it's a really nice position to learn what's going on with your pelvis. If you're only just starting to get into Pilates, give yourself a bit of time to learn all of this as well. I've been doing it for many, many years, but it did take me a little while to learn what the pelvis connection was. So as a really good example, this is fantastic, ninjas. This is the best way to do it. Lay on your back, create space in your lower back. So we're all naturally different through our spine, so I'm not needing you to arch up or do anything extensive. Just push the pelvis in the different positions, see if you can get a bit of space under there. Now test here, it's not a trick, but see how strongly you can pull up through your pelvic floor and your transverse abdominis. It's going to be very challenging. So sometimes in the Pilates workouts, you need to pull that in. So we want to keep that tucked in. So if you feel that you're getting towards the end of the round and you can feel that there's lower back space and you're struggling to keep your core on, then tuck it in. And then on the final one is you want to curl it in, little bit of an imprint through the lower back, whether your feet are up or feet are down, squeeze and lift through the pelvic floor, drive in your soup can of your transverse abdominis. So it's good to play around with the different positions. Enjoy your workout through high intensity Pilates. Heads and tails, biceps and triceps. Make your way down onto your knees. If you're following Tiff, you'll be going into your French press, so grabbing 1 or 2 dumbbells. If you're following me, you're going to come onto what's called a Pilates tricep push-up. So you're going to follow Tiff, you're going into your French presses, and you can start there, or looking into what's called the tricep circle. So when we're looking at French tricep circles in Pilates, you've got nice narrow hands. You're going to keep your core on, tucking under the tailbone. We're going to go for 5 reps, dropping your nose straight in between where the hands are, swooping forward, and here comes the circle. Trace your nose along the ground. Keep those elbows in as you circle back up and around. So you're lowering your nose down, drive forward, tucking in those elbows, circling up and around. Keeping your good pelvic floor and transverse on. While you're learning the move, don't stress out about the breath. Just breathe normal. And the next time you give this exercise a go, you can start working on the breath of breathing in and circling up and around. Beautiful. 5, tricep circles done. Okay, grabbing your dumbbells, staying onto your knees, coming down onto your knees if you are, tucking under into our hinge and our curled up position here, going into a bicep curl, so going palms forward, go all the way to the shoulders, halfway down, hold here, tuck the elbows in, and as if you're reaching out to give someone a hug. Beautiful, bring those elbows back in and lower the dumbbells down by their sides. Wonderful, inhale up, exhale down to half hold. Reach those palms out, beautiful, and lower them down. Terrific, 3 to go. All the way up, tuck those elbows in, and exhale. Nice. Now that you've learnt the hands, we've got 2 to go, keep going. How is your core? Is your pelvic floor and transverse still switched on? Give it a little reminder. And if you're rebuilding your strength or you're gaining your strength through your core, it's okay, it's going to switch on and off for a little while, and that's all right. After a while, it'll stay on automatically. Take those toes out a little bit wider. We're going into our hinge position. So you're on your knees, grab a cushion under the knees if you need to. Tuck the bottom out the back, curl up through the tailbone, pelvic floor transverse is on. Dumbbells are here, we're going into an alternating kickback. So drive one arm out the back. We're going to be here for a little while. So if you're looking over the cliff with your core on, inhale out, exhale back in, 4 to go. Shoulders are down, keeping that good squeeze the shoulder blades in together at the back. Last one, stay here, both of them together. Reach out and in. Exhale out, inhale in, 4. We're going to be here for 10. Keep that core on for me, ninjas. 5 to go. Almost there. 4. Shoulders are down away from the ears. 3, 2, 1 more. Feel the glutes as well. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to go through one more round. We're going through round 2. So we're going into French press on your knees or coming with me on the tricep circle. Another time to have a practice. Lower the nose in towards the floor, circle forward, tucking in the elbows up and around. It can be done on your toes. Make sure you've got good technique as you're doing that. I actually prefer to keep it on my knees for this particular one. I can have stronger technique. So little tip from me. Beautiful, one more here. Tucking them in, circling them around. Wonderful, grabbing a hold of your dumbbells if you're following me from the tricep circle, coming into our hinge position, not into our tucking under, bicep curl, palms are outside. Bicep curl all the way up, halfway down, tuck the elbows in and reach. Good. Now that we've changed positions, always double check. Is your core on? Pelvic floor squeezed and lifted.
So good to check in.
It is. Doesn't take much for it to quickly drop off. That's okay, that's okay. You'll recognize it and you'll reset. Lovely, one more here. Beautiful. All right, dumbbells down by the sides, leaning forward. So you don't need to lean too far. Dumbbells up to the sides, alternating, starting on the left. Inhale out, exhale in. Chest is up nice and proud, 2 to go. Stay here for me, ninjas, double arm, both together. Extend out, tricep kick back. Core is on, you're supporting your lower back. 4, 3, and hold those elbows up even higher at the back. 1 more, and done. So good. Heads and tails. Welcome to the very famous Fatal 5. Here we are. Make your way down onto your side for our glutes. Couple of different positions you can be with your arm. You can be up on the elbow or lay down on your arm, so bicep to your ear. We're going to bring our 2 heels in together, bringing your knees slightly out in front, laying down, pelvic floor transverses on. We're going to glue our heels in together and exhale, open into a clam for 10 repetitions. Not lifting up very high, keep it quite small when we're getting into our glute medius. If you go too high, you can rotate through the pelvis. We're kicking into the wrong muscles there, so we only keep it quite small and one more here. Beautiful. Now I'm going to go into a clam kick out. Open up the knee, kick the heel back towards the back wall, heel comes back together and close the knee. Beautiful. And if you're only just getting into your glutes or you struggle through the left side and the right side, a little tip that I'm going to give you is place your hand on about where mine is, where my glute medius is, and you can start to see if you can feel the activation of the muscle there. It also helps with mind to muscle. If you've got a little bit of a lazy glute medius and you're trying to rehabilitate it or trying to get it into a bit stronger, is we often can tap through the muscle to bring the mind to the muscle on the area that we're trying to get into. Beautiful. We have one more here. So inhale, open, exhale, squeeze, out the back. Beautiful. We're going to change positions now. We're driving our feet up towards the ceiling, laying your head onto your bicep and lifting up. So this is our clam with feet up. Very technical names from Joseph Pilates in the 1940s. Keeping your core on. So now that we've changed sides, and you can always rest a couple. If 10 is a little bit too much through you on the round, do one, take a rest and get back into it when you can. Beautiful. Let's go for one more here. Terrific. We're into the clam, feet up, kick out. So open up our knees on the inhale, exhale, extend out, bring our heel back in together and close your knees. Beautiful. Keeping that core on each position that you change exercise. Just double check that you've reset through the abdominals. There's a lot of fancy footwork happening at the moment, so try not to get too distracted and not worry about your core. As I said, minimize the movement if you're losing the core. It's the most important part, keeping that squeeze and lift happening. Doesn't need to be a very big kick out there. We have last two. So it's a lot more advanced than those first ones, and the whole series together becomes the fatal 5. Beautiful. Lower those heels down onto the floor. Now from here you can bring your front hand, top hand in for balance, lifting up that top leg completely. Bring your knee to your knee and your toe to your toe. We go for 2, 3, 4. It can be as big or as little on this one. 5, 6, 7, 8. Nearly there. I can feel the burn. It is certainly the fatal 5. And done through one side. And does nothing to make it leave feeling better, but it does a lot to make your mind feel a lot better when you give it a bit of a whack. Alrighty, so we're going to change sides. Can't quite massage it yourself, but you can give it a good punch and it feels good. Okay, so lengthen out along the floor and coming into your first exercise with your clam. So we're building up on this one. Inhale, open, exhale, close. 1, 2, keeping those heels driven in together. 3. Reset the corner that we're on the opposite side. 5, 6. Inhale, open. And 2 more here. 1 more, doesn't have to be a big lift. Now we're going into that clam kick out. So open the knee, extend through into your kick. Heel comes back together and close. Beautiful. Open the knee, kick back and close. And in Pilates, we like to exaggerate the breath, and I normally like to be able to hear my class members. So if you're doing the workout with us now, I want to actually hear your own audio on your breath. 3 to go here. Inhale. It's helping you to get the air out of the exhale, out of the abdominal cavity. And last one. And done. Beautiful. Coming up and taking your feet up towards the ceiling. Same position. Going into your clams here. 1, 2, a little bit slower. 3, that's it.
I'm trying to get it over.
5, 6, we all do. 7, but it doesn't change the count. 8, 9, and 1 more. Beautiful. This is the strong side. Open and kick back. So if you're right-handed, you do tend to feel the body mapping and the brain maps to the right side is a bit stronger on the glute. So ninjas, if you struggle with your left side, try setting through your right side to help educate the left on how it should feel. Beautiful. 5 to go here. Extend out. Small little movement. Kick back. 3 to go. How's that core? Have you still got your pelvic floor transverse on? Double check it for me. Well done, Tiff. 2. And 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Here comes that fatal 5 one with internal, external rotation. Off we go. 2, 3. As large or as small as you need to make it. 4, 5. Oh gosh. 6. This is a tough one. 7,
8. It's this last internal external is the kicker. And one more, and done.
Oh my goodness, it's my favorite workout. I love it, but I hate it. Oh, totally worth it.
Yes. This round is called Happy Cat. We're going to make our way down onto the floor. If you have a circle, you're going to place, you've got two options. You can place the circle between your knees, or as Tiff is, on the outside of the knees. And if we haven't got a circle, you can use a yoga block and place it in between the knees. And the other option is to put a band on the outside of the knees so that you've got your glute medius switched on. Okay, curling the pelvis up, grabbing a hold of your dumbbells. Inhale, T-zone set. And I'll get you to rock back into our quad rock. So inhale back, float our arms up for 6 flutters. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Coming forward, place your dumbbells down onto the floor. Curl the toes under, coming into your 4-point kneeling, lifting up. Beautiful. Come back up into your quad rocks, leaning back. Flutter those arms. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tremendous. Coming forward and elevating those knees up. Only needs to be the little one.
Feels
and
good.
You can take those knee lifts out. So you work to your modifications for today. Lifting up, beautiful. We have one more to go. Nice straight line from your knees through to your shoulders. Fluttering through, beautiful. Bring it down onto the floor.
And don't forget your core here.
Got to lift up through that core. Fabulous. Okay, now from here, you're going to hold onto your dumbbells, coming into your left arm, getting you to hold into a half bicep curl. Beautiful. Now with your opposite arm, you're going to go bicep curl up, come down into halfway, tuck that elbow in, and go into what's called a rotator cuff. Beautiful. Take the arm down by your side on that right. We're going to go 4 more. Bring it up into your bicep curl and open. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Beautiful. 2 more to go. Keeping that tuck in of that elbow. It's working through our shoulder stability. Last one, you got that core on still for me. Terrific. Let's change arms. So bring up that one and hold it into that bicep curl. Take that left arm down, bring it all the way up, tuck the elbow in, rotator cuff. Tremendous, well done. Keeping that core on, keep your pelvic floor transverses switched on. Lovely. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Keeping that pelvic tilt. And we've got last one more. Good, I lost count and so did I. And we're going into the next one. So we're going to add on now. So bicep curl, take it out into that rotator cuff. And then as if we're reaching out to hand someone something and bring it back in. Terrific, going up. Tuck that elbow in, rotator cuff and reach. How's your core? Still got it switched on for us? Rotate. Lovely, 2 more. Up to the shoulder, down halfway, open. Reach it out. Tremendous, last one. Tuck that elbow in and reach. Fabulous, bring that arm into 90-degree bicep curl, other side. Shoulder, rotator cuff and reach. Lovely, and down. Keeping that core on now that you change sides as well. Just check in.
Yes, always check with us. Yeah, it's on.
Keeping your pelvis curled up towards your chest. 2 more to go here. So keeping that squeeze of the adductors, or whether you've got your band on and you're going into your glute medius squeeze, reach it out. Tremendous, and we're going to go through one more time. So from that first one, bring the dumbbells round into the front, leaning back into our quad rock, lifting up our arms. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Hands right underneath the shoulders, keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. And lift up. Beautiful. Rolling back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lift up with your pelvic floor transverse. Watch, will be on the whole time. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands underneath the shoulders. Little lift. Only needs to be a centimetre to an inch, not too far. That's it. Last one here. Fantastic. We're going to go through that upper band. So bringing your left arm back up into your bicep curl. Core is switched on. Bicep curl up, tuck the elbow in, rotator cuff. And down. Lovely. Back up and open. Inhale, exhale, squeeze.
Wonderful. 2 more to go here. Pelvic floor transverse is on. And last one. You're going to hold that one at 90 degrees. So flip the palm up, going onto the opposite side. Bicep curl up and rotate a calf. Lovely.
I'm feeling that, Tash.
Fantastic, you should be.
Yeah.
We're almost done, you hang in there. 2 more to go. Check on your pelvic floor when we've got a lot going on. Just want to make sure we've still got that switch on. And last one. Fantastic. All right, back into that first one. So last time here, bicep curl, rotate a cuff and reach. Good, and down. Inhale up, tuck the elbow in and extend on the exhale. 2. Good strong squeeze of your core. Curling the front of the pelvis up and towards your chest. 2 to go here. We're almost done. Last one on this side. Doing really well, ninjas. And hold that one at 90 degrees. Perfect. Last one on the other side. Inhale up, tuck it in, and reach. Good. Keeping that shoulder in. Beautiful. So the rotator cuff is right around the back of the shoulders. You want to keep it in. Really important muscle to get stronger through. Lovely. And last one here. And reach. And well done.
Oh, fun.
Core round that I've called a circle roll down. Yes. Make your way down onto the floor with your circle. As we've said, if you don't have a circle, you can use a block or a book that we've used lots of times in our program before as well.
And instead of pushing, they can even use a band around their wrist
100%.
and pull.
Yeah, great idea, great idea. So look around the house, you'll have lots of things or what you have been using already. Okay, so we're going into, now Tiffany's gonna go into a half roll down. So if you're into the modification, you're gonna lower back a little bit. If you're following out with me, you're gonna extend your legs outstretched. This is an extremely advanced exercise. It is our roll down. Core is on, pelvic floor is on. Rolling down, connecting through one vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way down, if you're making your way with me, keeping that circle or squeezing that block if you are. You want to keep the pressure through the upper body as well. Let's go one more. Inhale down, exhale, peeling one vertebrae up off the floor one at a time. Coming with me now on both of us into the same position with our knees are bent, keeping in there, or squeeze happening through the arms. Roll down and hold and squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up to reset. There's a lot of intensity through our Pilates round. This is high intensity Pilates. Rolling down. Now float your arms off to the side, through the chest and the shoulders, and then come back up. Beautiful. Rolling down into what we call our C curve. So you're sitting onto that little bit just before the tailbone, not rolling down too deep. And 3 to go. Float over, back into the center. And last one here. Fabulous. Okay, Tiff, you're going to make your way back up onto your knees. I'm going to make my way down. Our most traditional Pilates exercise, grabbing your dumbbells, because you may have done the 100s before, so let's intensify it up here. Okay, so you can take your legs at knees bent up all the way or lowering them down. I ask that you keep your lower back down into the position, wherever position you are at. And we go up and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4. Keeping that pelvic floor and transverse lifted. Whether you're doing the hinge version or laying on the back, keep the vigorous pump of the arms, which helps with the blood flow going throughout the body. Keep curling that chest up off the floor. Keep looking in between your knees if you're on the floor, and keep your pelvis curled up towards your chest if you're in the knee position on that hinge. Lovely, ninjas. One more round to go. Breathing in, 2, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fabulous. And coming back up to our beginning. So grabbing your block, your circle, your book, whatever you're using. Extend those legs out in front if you're going to come. And there's always the option, if you've gone with a stronger round on the first round, you may not have that intensity on the second round. So please modify if you need to. So if you aren't able to keep your core switched on, if you're not connecting through one vertebrae at a time, then go with the knee version there. So first round you may have a little bit more energy or intensity and you're able to do it. Second round, don't overthink it. Beautiful, and done. Bending up our knees, both holding into the same position. Core is on, into your C curve here, rolling down and pulse through. 3, 2, 1, coming back up for a little break. Lovely, rolling back down and pulse. 3, 2, 1, and up. And last one on this pulsing. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, we need to do it that other side. So rolling down into your C curve, keeping that core on, drift over to the left. Back into the center and up. We need that small break in between. Strong on the lower back, strong on the chest, and very strong on the core. We have 3 to go. Lovely, one more here. Rolling down into that C curve. Finished on that last one. And done, coming into your 100s, whether you're on the floor, laying down on your back with your dumbbells, or in
10 pulses
position.
with me.
Okay, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Curling those shoulders up a little bit higher if you're coming with me. Curling that pelvis up a little bit higher if you're with Tiff. Pelvic floor is transverse. Last breath, in and out. And time.